social responsibility, and whether it's first generation or second generation, being very a concept of passive support to social forces versus active development of socioeconomic forces being really the underlying factor between the first and second generation. So as the mining industry moves forward, it needs to redefine its vocabulary, needs to define its culture, and in this sense, what do I mean vocabulary? It needs to think about, in more expansive terms, the water needs, the energy needs, the community needs, and those need to be looked at within a larger spectrum of not only perhaps the project life, but a generation or two of the community. And in this sense, as we move into the 21st century, the opportunities will become substantial, given that the consumption of metals, as the world develops more advanced societies, the demand side of the industry will continue to grow and perhaps outpace supply. And this environment, a lot of technological development will have to come about, and this is a challenge for an industry that has not been known historically for technological developments. And so the culture of continuance versus the culture of change that's brought on by technology will present both challenges and opportunities for those in the mining sector.
Could you tell me why someone should invest in Petaquilla over another mining company?
Well, I don't think that question is not framed properly. It's not about why should you invest. It should be more of what are the attractives of Petaquilla, not vis-a-vis. I mean, the diversity of the mining industry is so huge. I mean, as a company, Petaquilla is very focused on its core competency, which is to be a gold producer and to build a resource reserve base that will allow it to grow to a mid-tier producer in the 300 to 1,000 ounces per year plus range, and at the same time have a resource reserve base of at least 10 years at that production rate. And that's a very clear and distinctive goal that Petaquilla Minerals is moving towards. And the value that we see, given the structural impediments in the world economy, we see a strong gold price out through this decade. And in that sense, we have moved forward to acquire Iberian Resource Corporation to lay the groundwork for achieving our corporate goal of being a mid-tier producer with a 10-year reserve resource base. I think that as we move forward in this sense, that will distinguish us very clearly to the shareholder. Additionally to that, Petaquilla Minerals as a group has very good experience in exploration and development of copper, and it will be something that's clearly associated within our resource reserve base, and we will be moving forward in the midterm to make sure that value is brought to our shareholder by the development of this presence of base metals. The third element that distinguishes us as a company is our development, our PDI subsidiary, which is here to take advantage of $17 billion of infrastructure that are planned to be developed in Panama over the next decade. And this one being, as I mentioned earlier, our sister neighbor project, Cobre Panama. Additionally to that, the expansion of the Panama Canal. And the third element is a $6 billion general infrastructure development project that the government of Panama has announced and will be implementing in the next 5 to 7 years. These three elements play a very important part in balancing our gold production strategy, which is our core competency, our development of shareholder valuation in copper and other base metals that is in our portfolio, and then the PDI, which represents a very important value driver for our shareholders in the near and midterm.
As of today, do you consider that gold is still a profitable investment?
I mean, what do you mean still profitable?
Because of its high price, is it still a good investment?
Well, it's very hard to define. Gold is a metal that for centuries has played a distinctive role as pivotal in major economic shifts in the world. And you can see this by going back and seeing how metals played a key part in the rise of the Roman Empire and in the definition of evolution of man from what they call from the Copper Age and the Iron Age to the Bronze Age. All metals have played a very fundamental part in defining the destiny of societies, and in this sense, no different in recent terms. I mean, after the Roman Empire, you had the caliphates, and where were all the caliphates during the domain of the Arab empires was again around metals in Iberia and Eastern Europe, and again the British Empire. The whole concept of the futures market would have begun in the 1600s. So gold and metals will continue to play a preponderant role